Raina Cole arrives at the elite Hawthorne Global Headquarters in Midtown Atlanta. She's broke, her mother's medical debt crushing her life. The role she's applying for, a personal protection agent for CEO Charles Hawthorne, is way above her league. She's blunt, direct, not polished. The company lawyer, Marcus Reed, is ready to dismiss her until Raina shows lightning-fast reflexes stopping him from falling. Watching from a glass office above, Charles Hawthorne sees it all. He sees something familiar in her desperation. Something honest. Something useful. Raina is hired on the spot and has no idea she has just stepped inside a house built on secrets, grief, and blood. Raina moves into the Hawthorne mansion in Buckhead, where money smells like old wood and cruelty sits behind every door. The staff judges her cheap clothes. The chef secretly hates Raina because she threatens her influence. Victoria and Evan, Charles's stepchildren, watch her from a distance with disdain. Raina quickly realizes every room has hidden cameras. Every conversation is being observed, and the chairman avoids dinner like poison. On Raina's first night, she sneaks through the house and finds the camera server room. Charles is already in the doorway. He doesn't scold her. He only says, "Keep looking. The danger isn't outside. It's already here." Charles takes Raina to visit his late wife's grave. Victoria arrives, cold, elegant, vicious, and humiliates him publicly, replacing the flowers he brought. Raina watches silently. Later, the driver tells Raina the family story. Charles had a daughter before he married. She died overseas under suspicious circumstances. Everyone whispered overdose, but Charles never believed it. On the drive back, Charles asks about the scar on Raina's wrist. She doesn't explain. Trauma recognizes trauma. The bond forms quietly, not romantic, but heavy with two people who have both been broken by life. One night, Charles leads Raina into a hidden chamber behind his office bookshelf. Newspapers, photos, documents, his daughter's life mapped like an investigation board. He says the words like ash in his mouth. They killed her. He shows Raina's security footage, bank transfers, forged medical files. Everything leads back to Victoria and Evan. Charles reveals he's dying. Terminal cancer, 6 months at most. He wants revenge, not murder. Something worse. He wants to strip them of inheritance and legacy. To do that, he needs Raina. And then he says the unthinkable. Marry me. Raina refuses at first. It's too insane, too dangerous, too irreversible. But then her mother calls, begging for more money. The debt collectors are coming. Raina breaks. She returns to Charles. Marcus drafts the contract. When Charles dies, Raina becomes interim majority shareholder. But for the plan to work, she must survive the inevitable assassination attempts that will follow. Marcus warns Raina, once your marriage becomes public, Atlanta's power circles will treat you as a fraud, a gold digger, and a target. Raina signs. Not out of greed, out of necessity, and maybe loyalty. Raina and Charles sign their marriage license quietly at Fulton County Court. No ceremony, no celebration, just strategy. Immediately, Victoria launches an attack campaign, hiring tabloids, lawyers, private investigators to destroy Raina's reputation. Charles counters by moving Raina somewhere Victoria would never think to look, a small strawberry farming town in rural Georgia. Marcus creates a new identity. Teacher Raina Cole, kindergarten instructor. The plan is simple. Disappear, wait, then return powerful. Raina leaves Atlanta and Charles for the last time. Neither says goodbye, but they both feel it. Raina meets Caleb Moss, a gentle, grounded single father who farms strawberries. She recognizes him. He once delivered fruit to Charles's home years ago. Caleb doesn't recognize her new identity. Raina teaches kids, learns to breathe again, and for the first time laughs. But she keeps a gun in her drawer, cameras in her windows. She is always waiting, always watching. Meanwhile, Victoria hires bounty hunters, hackers, and private trackers. The hunt for Raina begins. Victoria's spies arrive in town. Raina notices a car that doesn't belong. A shopkeeper acting too curious. Someone tries to drug her. Caleb happens to walk in at the right moment and interrupts it. He asks who she really is. She lies, but badly. Caleb tells her, You don't have to tell me the truth. But you can't live here hiding from it. Reyna feels seen in a way she wasn't prepared for. But she cannot afford to love someone. Love is vulnerability. Vulnerability is death. News breaks. Charles Hawthorne is dead. The world thinks of heart failure. Reyna knows better. He chose his exit to protect her from guilt. The funeral becomes a war zone of whispers. Reyna returns to Atlanta, wearing the wedding ring Victoria never imagined she'd see. Cameras flash. Reporters scream. Victoria's smile freezes. Marcus announces, by legal will, the majority estate passes to Mrs. Reyna Hawthorne. Silence. Then chaos. Reyna walks into Hawthorne Global's shareholder meeting in a black suit. Not glamorous. Not rich. Just present. Victoria tries to declare Reyna mentally incompetent. Evan tries to invalidate the marriage. But Marcus brings out the final recording Charles left, a confession of abuse, conspiracy, and inheritance fraud. The board listens in horror. Reyna doesn't celebrate. She simply breathes. Victoria lunges at her. Security restrains her. The empire falls, not by bullets but by truth. With control of $1 billion company, Reyna stands at the top of the world she never wanted. She drives back to the strawberry fields. Caleb is there, watching his son play. Reyna tells him everything, from the scar to the marriage to the revenge. Caleb listens quietly. Then he simply says, "You can start again now." Reyna realizes the story was never about power. It was about surviving long enough to choose who she becomes next. We have come to the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting stories. Have a good one.